What's going on, peeps? It's Josh. I'm sitting back here because there's somebody in the truck next to me. I finally pulled around and backed into a spot when there were 2 spots open because this might be a little embarrassing, but like I try and keep it pretty real. And to me, when I'm backing sometimes, my perception isn't completely 100, you know what I mean? So like, I'll get out and look and stuff, but like, I like to give myself the easiest possible situations that I can. Easy as possible is probably not a phrase so much. So I honestly, like, I'm not the daredevil type that's gonna be like, oh, let me go for that super hard back because I'm a super trucker and I got this. No, it's, I set myself up in ways where I maybe have a little bit of an easier time, and I'm okay with that. And so I saw 2 spots available next to each other, and I was like, dope, because I can initially like back closer to one line and not worry about bumping somebody's mirror, because that's one of my, I gotta fix this just a little bit, now you can't really see me, but that's okay. Well, come on, I'm literally using Pine Sol to prop y'all up, so I hope it's comfortable. It's lemony fresh. Anyway, so I'm sitting back here because I finally backed into a spot. There were 2 next to each other, and then I knew I was safe. Because that's the most important thing. I mean, I'm going to learn as I do this job, and as time goes by, it'll get easier and easier, and, well, ideally, hopefully, we hope. But the point is to be safe at all times. So I felt comfortable once I seen 2 spots open up next to each other to back into them, and it ended up working real good for me. So yeah. So now I'm in a parking spot, and the guy next to me kept like looking at me, and I was like, mind your P's and Q's, buddy. Eyes up front. And he was probably just being nice, but the expression on his face, I was just like, I like waved, and then he just kept staring all crazy like, and I was just like, nope, can we not? Because yes. So the way that the load is working, I got my next load, and the way that this one works, I have to deliver it very early on the 25th, and then I'm only going to be a little ways away from my home area. So it should be fine, but it's tight. There's not a lot of extra room. And I don't know if my dispatcher wants me, I don't think my dispatcher wants me to like detour, because if I detour to pick up my license, that's not so great, because then I could be late for the actual load. So I think I have to head straight to the load. There's only like an extra hour and a half in between when I pick up and drop off, but I should have extra hours after I drop off that I should be okay. Excuse me. So it should be fine. And then I'll just drive. I can't drive to Kalamazoo in my personal conveyance time, because it's not, you get like 30 minutes and it's not enough time. So I'm gonna have to drive on the clock to Kalamazoo and then do what I gotta do in town, and then they'll just get me a load out, I'm thinking. So yeah. So that's the situation. So I'm here at the Springfield yard until I need to roll at like 9:30. And then I have to fuel up. Not in Missouri. If I'm really quick with everything, though, excuse me. Excuse me. If I'm really fast, like on the trip, I should be able to actually like make good time. Hopefully. What I was hoping is that they would get me a load to there's a General Mills in Kalamazoo. And I was hoping to get a load to there. But that doesn't look like that's not what I got. So, yes, reasons. But very early on the 25th, I should be getting to Kalamazoo. So that's a good thing. Get my license, get to see the family for a little bit. I'm probably not going to be able to stay the night there. Maybe, though, I mean, not the night, but like my 10-hour break. I don't know if I'll be able to or not. But I certainly have enough time today to go in, get a shower. If I wanted to do laundry, I could, but I don't need to do laundry. But I'm not leaving this parking spot until I leave for the night. But I am going to have to leave a little bit early because I've got to pick up the trailer. And I've got to get my windshield wipers replaced. And hopefully they can show me how to do that. It's not replacing the actual windshield wiper that I need to be shown. It's how to get up there. Like, where is it okay to step? I know you can't step on the steering linkage. I know you can't step on, there's this little plastic platform. I know I can't step there because I'd break it. So, I don't know if I'm supposed to step right on the engine or what is safe to do. So, I feel like it would be better if I had someone, like, tell me, like, oh, you can step on these parts, and that's okay. Because it's not like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to break something, and then, you know, I don't want to break something. That's just it. Reason enough. So that's good. While I'm here, I'm probably going to go to the parts area and get some more washer solvent because I just put 2 bottles in. So I might get some more of that, see if they have Glad Hand seals here because I go through those quickly. But other than that, I'm just kind of hanging out. I'm going back to sleep, but I woke up when I heard the messages. Go figure. I guess maybe I might be turning into a lighter sleeper. I don't really know. But I heard the messages come in, and I was like, maybe that's my load. Like, maybe that's information on what's going on or whatever. And then my dispatcher was like, here, this is when you can roll. Because apparently you can roll, I can roll after my 10 hours if I have the hours to roll and roll into midnight. And if I'm driving at midnight, and I'll automatically get those hours. I might have to take an 8-hour break or whatever. Like, well, not might, you do. You can only drive 8 hours in a stretch. And then, so if you drive like 5 or if you drive like 3 or 4 hours and then you do your 30, that's usually ideal because then you can roll again and drive out the rest of your clock. When I have dogs on the truck, when the boys and Maggie are with me, I'll probably drive like 5 hours, stop, and then everybody gets to potty, and then drive the other 5 hours. Because I always leave 1 hour for parking because, trust me, sometimes you need it. Yeah, this is actually a really nice yard. I haven't gone in the building yet, but in the building there's a gymnasium. There's a really big cafe, like cafeteria area. There are free showers, which the showers aren't the nicest I've ever seen. Like, it's kind of weird because they have, like, in the shower stall, there's, like, a bench where you could sit. But, no. Because, no. But when I go into the shower, I spray everything. Well, it's up in there. But I have, spray. It's like Lysol, like, spray that I spray all of the surfaces that I would potentially touch. Even though I still use shower shoes, I still spray the crap out of everything because I don't want any ew. So, no offense, other truckers, but some of y'all can be nasty. And I don't wish to come into contact with that nasty. I try to leave the shower as clean as I found it. So I usually spray before and after I use it because I figure just in case the person that's cleaning it doesn't clean it well, I don't want to leave germs behind. I'd rather have it clean for the next person. Maggie just texted me, "Good morning, babe." So yeah, but the showers in here aren't the nicest I've ever seen, but they're not terrible. They're not, like, it's a decent area. The bathroom that you get is a decent area, and it's free. So, I mean, I'm not trying to complain. I'm just, like, realistically, you're not going to walk, like, some of the TAs that I've seen have really nice bathrooms. Showers. Their bathrooms, I don't like the setups. Second favorite is, Flying J's. They're better than Love's. But Love's, I mean, they're all okay. None of them are, I mean, individual places might be awful, but I'm talking general. They're all decent. They're okay. But always wear shower shoes. I thought I lost one of my I clean my shower shoes after I use them, too, with the spray. And then I rinse them off and I dry them and I put them back in my bag. So, because I don't want my bag to be wet and stinky and gross. I like things to be clean. And when I get into the shower, like when I get into the bathroom, it's not a bad, you know what I mean? When I get into the shower room, I put all my stuff out, and it's kind of like my time to, like, get clean and feel good, and it makes me happy. So, like, I set all my stuff out, and I get myself set up, and so my showers tend to take, like, over an hour, because I set up, I clean, and then I shower, and then I clean, I spray everything down after I'm done with it. So, I mean, it's a bit of a process, but it's not like I get to do it every day. So, I mean, it makes sense that when I do it, I take a little bit more time and enjoy the process, which I do. So, somebody asked me, and I know I'm going to respond to this email, but making a video is just so easy to, like, talk to you guys. I'm really happy with Jim Palmer. There are some things that, as far as the industry goes, are difficult, and you hear me talk about those things. But Jim Palmer, as a company, I feel really happy with. I feel really proud to be a part of this team. From what I know about the Wilson Logistics, Daryl Wilson owns us, D-Dub. And, everything that I've heard about him is he's a great guy. I met him briefly, and he was really just very nice. Haven't had any other interactions with him. Somebody just went by with a trailer, and it was all over the bright. Luckily, I haven't had any other interactions with him, because if I did, I think it would mean I was in trouble. Although I don't think he disciplines. Whatever. He's a fair guy from everything I've heard. He's, trying to make sure that we remain a profitable company so that we can employ profitable drivers. He likes to make sure that everyone's safe. So I've heard really good things about him, really good things about Jim Palmer. Wilson Logistics, they're like our umbrella. Jim Palmer is under. We were bought before I came here. So I can't really tell you about anything before that, because all I've known is since that. And from what I know, the Wilson Logistics is like regional. This may not even be completely accurate, because that's not the part that I'm doing. At some point, I think it would be cool to have a regional route, but that's after Maggie and I do some traveling with the boys. We're not interested in going from Michigan to California back and forth right now. Right now, we want to see the country, and the best way to do that is to be OTR and, like, travel and just take whatever loads. So, at some point, once Maggie gets on the truck, I may ask my dispatcher, like, hey, we haven't been to this state. Can we get a load going there? We don't need home time, but could you find us a load that's going in that direction? That may be something at some point that we do, because we hope to visit all of the states. Because even New York and Jersey and stuff, although, if I never go to Jersey again, it'll be too soon. Ugh, I say that now, and it's probably going to be where I go. I'm happy to go anywhere. Universe. So, as far as the difference between Will Trans and Jim Palmer, same from everything that I hear. With the difference of, I think Will Trans has something more to do with regional, as far as what it says on the truck. That's just my guess, though. I don't know for sure. Prime. Excuse me. we pull for Prime. And from what I've experienced with Jim Palmer, I haven't been sitting very much. I haven't had days where I've been like, can I get a load? And they're just not giving me work. My dispatcher keeps me rolling, and I'm very content with that. So I got the chance to talk to a Prime driver, and he said that he sits a lot. I don't know if that's because of his dispatcher. I don't know if that's because of Prime. I don't know. But he's been driving for Prime for, he said well over a year. I think less than 2 years, but more than a year. And he makes 41 cents per mile. If you need to come through and you need to get your CDL with Jim Palmer, I can't speak for any of the other drivers that come through and already have their CDLs. I don't know. I make 40 cents per mile. And it ends up being pretty decent, actually. I'm company, so I'm not paying for fuel, tolls, lumpers, washouts. I don't think anybody pays for washouts. So I'm happy to make my 40 cents per mile and let the company take care of the rest. And to be honest, depending on your dispatcher, they can be as hands-off or as hands-on as you're prepared for. Right now, I actually prefer that my dispatcher is more hands-on. Like, even as far as, like, he's like, you can roll at this time. Thank you. That's awesome. Because that that prevents me from making a mistake. He has my back, and he's like, okay, this is what we can do. This is what we need to do for this load. Good. Great. As I gain more confidence in myself and my trip planning and everything, as I gain more experience, he probably will back off a little bit because he didn't interact with my trainer like that. And I think it's because he didn't need to, because she already knew, you know. She's been driving for 20 years. She knew what she was doing. I don't yet, and I'm okay with saying that because I'm a newer driver. I look forward to the time where he doesn't have to hold my hand so much. Because I know he's got a lot on his plate, and holding my hand less means there's more time for another new driver to get that guidance from him. So, but do I mind hearing from him and having him give me feedback and guidance? No. I'm grateful for it because I know that I'm not infallible. I know that I make mistakes, and I don't want to. So I want to do as good of a job as possible, and so I don't mind him holding my hand. But again, that's a dispatcher thing. That's not a company thing. And communicating with your dispatcher and letting them know what you need or want is important. I'm still going to answer your email, but I wanted to talk a little bit because you can't hear tone in text. So I wanted you to know that when I say, like, I don't really know for sure about Wiltrans versus Jim Palmer, except that I know that Wiltrans, like, you know, we're under them. And it's all, they don't talk about the differences because I feel like that would take away from the family environment. I think that once you're in the office and you're at the terminal, it's all really just a big family for the most part. So, that's my opinion and my impression. That may change over time, or it might not. But, yeah, that's the impression that I get, is that everything's all under, Wilson Logistics and Wiltrans, and basically that's as far as I know it. But we do pull for Prime. And again, that one Prime driver that I spoke to, that's one person's opinion. So don't let that make you not go for Prime. You might have a completely different experience, and that's okay. I rep Jim Palmer, and I recommend Jim Palmer because I've had a fantastic experience so far. Even when I made a mistake, they still, you know, gave me the opportunity to continue driving and to, like, work it out and figure it out. I feel like they've been really fair with me. Individual interactions can vary. I feel like I'm doing a disclaimer, but it's true. Individual interactions will vary, and it depends on how you get along with your dispatcher, how you get along, like, how you are as a person will impact that. So I'm going to get some more sleep, and then I'm going to wake up, get a shower, and then I'm going to answer some emails and some comments and stuff. But for now, I just wanted to thank you guys. I wanted to put up another little video, let you know what's going on in my world, if you're interested, which you seem to be, and I appreciate that. You guys make me happy to know that you're along with me for this ride, and I say me, not excluding Maggie and the boys, but when I post these videos, it's just me talking. I'm just a talking head, y'all know what it is. So, but that you're along for the ride with us. I wish Maggie would make more videos. Maybe if you guys put down in the comments, ask her to make some more videos, maybe she will. Because that makes me super happy. And, y'all are lucky I can't see who thumbs down videos. Because Maggie spent a lot of time and effort putting up that long-ass video, editing it and putting it up, and somebody gave a thumbs down. And I have an idea of who it is. And that person isn't even welcome around here anymore anyway. But, maybe on that video, if y'all could go and just leave a little love and thank her for doing that editing and stuff, because she tries real hard and she actually really cares. And but if we put some comments down below, maybe Maggie will make us a video. I hope. Anyway, I hope that y'all are well. I hope that you're close enough to your loved ones to give them a squeeze, give them a hug, tell them that you love them, because I wish I could do that for Maggie. And babe, I love you very much, and I miss you, and you're my reason for everything. So, thank you for being who you are. You're amazing. And Peeps, I like you a lot. I love you very much, too. Yeah, that's all. Much love. Peep out.